Hey YouTube, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're jumping back into Fantasy Life I because even more news has just been announced surrounding a paid upgrade, and this is not to be confused with the free DLC they announced just days ago. So if you're excited to hear more about Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time, be sure to leave a like on the video as it helps out a bunch, and let's jump straight in. As you know, Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time, just launched cross-platform on May 21st and has done impressively well so far, with Level 5, the developers of Fantasy Life I, confirming it's already surpassed 500,000 sales, which is just incredible, so well done to them. Anyway, earlier today, Level 5 finally announced more details surrounding the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game, which partly comes in the form of a paid upgrade pack. As I mentioned, this is not to be confused with the DLC they announced a few days ago that will follow in the future and will be available to everyone for free. This paid upgrade is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch users who wish to upgrade their copy of Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time on Nintendo Switch to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time Nintendo Switch 2 edition, wow, these titles are getting crazy long, will launch on Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th, which is of course the Nintendo Switch 2 launch day too. The paid upgrade pack will essentially optimize Fantasy Life I for the Nintendo Switch 2, offering significant improvements including reduced load times and improved graphics and frame rate, so very much in line with other games getting patches and Nintendo Switch 2 editions. The Fantasy Life team also published a little graphical comparison to highlight the visual upgrade the pack offers, comparing the Nintendo Switch version on the left with the Nintendo Switch 2 edition on the right. Now you'll be glad to know this upgrade pack is basically a patch to ensure the game is making the most of the Nintendo Switch 2's hardware, so will be available for only $2.59, which is less than £2, so probably worth it if you're really enjoying the game and lucky enough to be moving over to a Nintendo Switch 2. Anyway, this means on the launch day of the Nintendo Switch 2, there are two ways to get or play Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time on Nintendo Switch 2. The first is purchasing Fantasy Life I, the girl who steals time Nintendo Switch 2 edition directly. The second is of course being the Nintendo Switch 2 edition upgrade pack, which upgrades an existing copy of Fantasy Life for a couple of dollars. The price actually works out the same, so it doesn't matter which way around you do it, especially in the West because they're all digital copies anyway. Just as a side note however, Level 5 confirm, and I quote, "There are currently no plans for sale of a digital deluxe edition specifically for the Nintendo Switch 2. If you wish to play the digital deluxe edition on the Nintendo Switch 2, please purchase the Nintendo Switch version of the digital deluxe edition and use the paid Nintendo Switch 2 edition upgrade pack." Wow, that's wordy, but basically I think to avoid having so many different versions available, the upgrade pack will upgrade all Nintendo Switch versions of the game, but if you buy the Nintendo Switch 2 version, you'll obviously lose out on the deluxe extras, so something to think about. Of course, if you have the standard version and decide you want the deluxe stuff, you can probably get the digital deluxe edition upgrade first, then purchase the Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade pack. I don't see why that wouldn't work. Again, Fantasy Life is only digital over here, so this is probably a must for people planning to play on the Nintendo Switch 2. If you made it to this point in the video, be sure to post pack in the comments just to let me know you did, and be sure to include whether or not you're hoping to get a Nintendo Switch 2 next week or want to play the Nintendo Switch 2 edition of Fantasy Life. I'd love to know. If you want to hear more about the free DLC for Fantasy Life I, be sure to check out this next video. Thank you so much to the Patreon and channel members for supporting this content. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.